Hey everybody, typically you wouldn't see this in the video, I would cut right to my intro, but I have to show you my reaction to seeing the title of this week's episode of The Batman. Enjoy. House of the Dragon. What? Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. Holy freaking crap, I'm so happy that that was recorded. Oh my gosh, I was just setting up and then I saw the title. I'm like, oh, I'm so much more excited now. I was already excited in general, but holy shit. So we're here with the Season 3 premiere of The Batman, and the title is Batgirl Begins Part 1. Oh, I'm so excited. But before we get to that, what I was going to mention in this before I saw that fucking title, what I was going to get to is that I've been loving The Batman. I've been loving the show. Season 1, Season 2 have been fantastic. And what I loved in the Season 2 finale was that we finally got officially introduced to Commissioner Gordon. Jim Gordon, he's here. And I remembered correctly because someone pointed out that he did pop up in a quick flashback early on in Season 1, like a brief little shot. It was like a little tease, but they made you wait for quite some time. And they end the freaking season with Gordon on top of the building with the bat signal and talking to Batman and wanting to take the relationship of the GCPD and Batman, essentially basically the people the people's trying to help Gotham to work together in a better and take it to the next level, essentially. And he mentions Barbara not by name, and then Bruce says for your daughter then, because Jim wants to have her being raised in a city that she can feel protected in, essentially. And then they freak the next thing, the next season, the beginning is Batgirl Begins. Oh my god. This is getting too much for me. I've loved the show, what it's done, and the slow little teases of shit that's slowly starting to form as traditional. Because in Season 2, they started to kind of tease a little bit of the bat signal, and then we actually have a bat signal. Commissioner Gordon is like there. It seems like he's going to be taking over shit, I guess. And Batgirl Begins is the fucking title of the next season after we do this big thing where Commissioner Gordon's here? Yes. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. This is fucking awesome. I cannot wait. So I'm going to stop talking. I want to get into this. Apologies in advance for me freaking the fuck out because I love Batgirl. It's Batman and right below is Batgirl. I love Barbara Gordon. I love this character so much. I cannot wait to see what they do here. I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get into now. Batgirl Begins. Love that. Part 1. Let's go. What? Poison Ivy? Oh my god, Poison Ivy! What is happening? Thorn in my side. What? Oh. Right into this. I love it. Just right into it.
Yep. It's official.
Oh!
I hate vegetables.
Oh my god! What? What?
That woman. And Commissioner Gordon won't be staying.
That woman? Oh. Uh-oh. Nice dodge. Yep. Good. Ooh.
So you're serious about not wanting a sidekick? Hey!
Ooh. Okay. Careful. Careful.
Hiya. You've probably been wondering what I'm doing here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me take you back to the beginning.
Okay, so we're gonna go backwards. Okay.
Target sighted.
Who's this?
Mission Templar. Let's rumble.
Let's rumble. Holy crap! Wow, this guy's pretty deadly. I love that. Yep, here it comes. Ooh. Wow. Ooh. Careful.
I'm waiting.
Damn. That had to hurt.
It's okay to show yourself. You're not on our most wanted list anymore.
Force of habit.
Force of habit.
Third building Templar is taken out this week. Not a good time. What is it, Barbara?
It's your lucky night, Pop.
Is
No,
it?
Pick me up from gymnastics.
I just hope you're not out with Pamela Isley again.
I don't give you a hard time about the company you keep.
Teenagers, huh?
He's gone, of course he did. I knew he was gonna be gone. I knew
Ready,
it.
Red?
This is a stick-up.
A stick up?
Well, not compared to the amount of pollution your company Chlorogene dumps into our environment.
Exposing.
And don't even get me started.
Wow. Nice move. Ooh, just push, get on.
You're a superstar, Red.
You two need a ride?
Maybe.
But I know from your juvenile hall record that your methods can be a little extreme.
Just a tiny bit.
Now, sorry to cut the evening short. Pam's a bad seed.
Just the little planting of the seeds, the setting up, we know what's happening.
Have a new target for you.
I want you to destroy the corporate
Oh!
of Chlorogene.
Oh! Oh, that was smart. Smart, Bruce. Good job. Take a sign. Take a sign. Take a sign. Distraction. My God. That maneuver is just brutal.
You wouldn't believe the demolition this Templar character is capable of.
It's pretty brutal.
But the Bat has a lead.
I'm not done with Chlorogene and their mutated super plants.
Of course you're
Let's
not.
say you and me. Pam's a good friend, and
Well, she's a
she
good
gets
friend
the environment.
now, but...
That's important to me. I was pretty much set on becoming a detective until someone decided to get me a mustachioed Eastern European gym coat.
Law enforcement is dangerous work. I
It
don't
is.
want that
And then
life
she does
for you.
something even more dangerous, being Batgirl.
Templar ma-
Companies Red and I went to on protests or scouting missions for Templar's demolitions.
She put it all together.
I just hope you're not out with Pamela Isley again.
Ah.
Gordon's friend.
Yep.
I do hope the commissioner's daughter is not somehow involved
No.
in this enterprise.
Is he a friend from homeroom?
No. I
Looks
don't know
like
how they
you're
met. How'd they
red-handed,
meet?
Red. I don't want to have to watch my dad read you your rights. And here I
Can you
thought
imagine?
we were two peas in a pod.
Testing.
This is
You are
bad.
not at all how I pictured you. See, the way it works, boss,
Boss.
is when you don't pay.
Yeah. Good job.
Warning you.
Run. Run. Oh, God.
Mutant tomatoes.
Mm.
Yum.
Yum.
Terminated.
Nope. Damn. Like it was nothing. Ooh. Damn. Nice save. Thank you. Uh-oh. Jesus. Oh, that's awesome. I love that shot. Yeah. Okay, cool.
The Batman. He is awesome.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Ooh. Damn. She was close. Ooh. Perfect maneuver. Thank you. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, shit. Sparkly. Like those mutated tomatoes. Yeah.
You still want to know how we get from here to here?
Yeah. And that's
Well,
part
believe it or
2.
not,
This was fucking awesome. I think it's pretty obvious how I felt about this episode. Do I really need to say it? Okay, I will. I freaking love this episode. I loved it so much. Oh my gosh. And it's just part 1. It's not the complete story of setting up Barbara as Batgirl. But here's what I loved about the structure of the episode, okay? What I loved is that instead of going the route, which they could have done with Barbara and Pamela, pre-Poison Ivy, and kind of teasing that a little bit and everything, and just introducing us to that, and then this Tumbler, I think it's Tumbler or something, anyways, this guy with this really crazy, like, mechanical hands that can create crazy amount of damage, like earthquake, destruction shit. And then at the end, tease Poison Ivy. But instead, they open with Batman just fighting Poison Ivy. I'm like, okay, this is awesome. And then there's Batgirl, who's there, and she's like, and then she's, I'm Batwoman. So I guess she's not solidified on her name yet, but she's there, and I like her costume. That's kind of cool. And then there's some fighting going on, but mostly it's because Batman has been turned by Poison Ivy. And now she's having to fight Bruce. And then there's that they stop and pause. You hear the voiceover. So you're probably wondering what's going on here. Like, what happened? How did I get here? Yes. And so then we flash back. So we get to see a little bit of Commissioner Gordon and Barbara and their dynamic, of course, as father and daughter. I really enjoyed that. What I also like, too, is that the way they're approaching this with Pamela, is that she is an environmentalist and everything, and they keep throwing these little words, she's a bad seed, you know, and the little references or whatever that Jim's trying to throw to Barbara, because I guess Barbara was like with other friends before, and I think he said even a month ago you were more into beekeeping, and you were really good friends with this girl, and now it's Pamela, and it's like apparently Barbara's just, I guess, getting influenced by whoever is around her, essentially, which I get it. Teenage girl, whatever. I'm not really sure exactly her age, but I'm guessing teenager? I have no idea, right? I have no clue. But the approach is that she doesn't want to be, she doesn't want to go to the Olympics or try for the gold. Her father was trying to push her to do this, but her training has definitely helped her, for sure. We got to see that quite a bit in those flashbacks, and especially in that little sequence kind of, you know, before we get to the flashbacks of her being Batgirl was freaking cool. And fighting Bruce, man, that must be like, I guess, apparently this was the second day, the second day, night, whatever. It's the second day. Can't even talk. The second day or whatever, and then the first day we saw was in part 1. So, can't wait for part 2. Can't wait for that. So, we get to see a little bit of that. And this Tumblr guy, I think it's Tumblr, anyways, who cares? This guy, right? It's all set up, essentially. He's being told by some guy who hired him, to destroy different companies and plants and stuff, you know, industrial plants. Turns out, Barbara figures it out right away. Like, wait a minute. These places. I thought we were protesting, or maybe it's scouting to know this shit. And then we find out, of course, she's the one. I love the reveal of, like, him listening, the guy, and then it cuts to her on her computer with a really big microphone to make it very obvious she's talking into a microphone, just in case you're unaware. Microphone. She's like saying these orders. I don't know how she's actually paying him. Like, how much is she actually paying him? Is she doing some fakery shit? I'm guessing she might have been. I'm not really sure. But of course he figures it out and everything, and he doesn't care. He goes after both of them. Even though she abandons Barbara, like, he's still going after both. I'm like, that's pretty, you're going after some kids, some teenagers and shit. What the hell's your problem, dude? I don't know. I don't know. But it was interesting to see this, like, guy. He's so destructive. That's the thing. And so what I liked is that when Bruce fought him for a couple times in the episode, he was trying all different kinds of gadgets. Some were doing okay, other things not so much. It was that one good maneuver where he threw the thing that swings around and clasps, he holds his hands together, and then, because he was about to slam it down again to create more earthquake, to just do more destruction shit, right as he about to ignite it, bam, flies back. It was good. And also got to see, of course, more of now the new dynamic of Bruce talking to Gordon and seeing how that's kind of working out, which I really liked how they approached that too, where the first fight that goes down, where Gordon walks away from everybody else, says, you can come out now, you're not the number one most wanted person. He's like, bad habit, I'm just used to it. It's like, yeah, it makes sense, because for the longest time he had to hide from the cops. I wonder how the rest of the force would feel if they actually saw him, like, at that moment. I'm guessing they wouldn't shoot, they would dare not to shoot or try to take him in or something. But and then they do the typical thing. Bruce walks away when he's on the phone with Barbara, because he's like, I gotta go. I like how Barbara just knows that he's working with the Batman. I thought that was kind of interesting, right? She's gonna mess with him. When are you gonna invite him over? Like, he's never gonna invite him over. But I get your point, Barbara, because you want to meet him. And then, of course, when she sees him fighting Tumblr, whatever that guy, she sees him fight the Batman. He's cool. Like, yeah, he is. He's fucking Batman. Of course he's cool. And they give you the origin of Poison Ivy, which I liked. I liked the direction of it, because it was essentially the guy she hired through the internet to destroy all these different buildings and shit, because she's a environmentalist and wants to, you know, go green, plant life, all that kind of stuff. Because the first place they break into to harass that guy, he makes mutated plants or something, like mutated tomatoes. They looked so, like, weird. Like, you couldn't sell that, could you, in the market? I don't think. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. But I like how they intimidate that guy, and then you see the kind of dynamic. And Barbara, I guess she thinks she's doing good. She kind of was, right? She's supposed to fight against these big corporations that are doing some really bad shit. But she didn't realize how far it was going. But I like how she figured it out, like I said. And so we see the guy that she essentially hires through the internet cause her origin, Pamela's origin, to become Poison Ivy. And it's those like that like mixture of something where we saw what happened when another one dropped, and then all this grass and the sparkling, her whole body was sparkling. And of course, when she opened her eyes in the back of the ambulance, green. Ooh, it's getting exciting. So we already know the design of Poison Ivy in this. So we've already seen that essentially, but I liked how we spent the time actually addressing it and actually, you know, taking the time to actually tell a story, right? Because we could have easily bypassed Barbara having a connection and having a friendship with Pamela and just get to Poison Ivy. But when we see that opening sequence with Poison Ivy and Batgirl, like, it's just cool to see both these characters. Like, holy crap, they're here. But then when you see in the flashback to they were actually friends and stuff, and how it all really connects to her origin, and how it ultimately connects to Barbara's origin as well as becoming Batgirl, it makes you think more deeply about that connection, because at one point these were friends. Now we have a villain, Poison Ivy, and a new hero, Batgirl, woman, whatever. She hasn't determined that just yet, but I love it. I love how they handled this thing. I was so happy to see this. I didn't know what was going to happen in the show, because in the season 2 finale where Jim he doesn't name drop Barbara, but he references Barbara without saying her name. I'm like, oh. And literally the first thing is we have an episode dedicated to setting up the origins of Poison Ivy and Batgirl, and we get to see Barbara and her dynamic with her father, and then seeing her see the Batman. And of course, the opening of this, you know, episode was literally seeing Batgirl fighting a controlled Batman. It's freaking cool. And then it cuts back. So I can't wait for part 2. Cannot wait to see what they do with it. I love the show. I definitely have so much more love for it now because they actually did this. This is so freaking great. Oh my gosh. Anything else I'm missing? Not that I can think of. I just really loved how this episode was handled and how they structured it, like I said, with the opening of the aftermath of all these things happening, and then seeing the origin kind of setting it up, because it makes more of an impact, I think, in my personal opinion. So, loved it. Can't wait to see the next episode. Hope you guys enjoy the reaction, guys. Oh my gosh. So excited. I cannot wait. I've been loving the show. Now I love it even more. Cannot wait. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what you thought about this episode. I cannot wait for the next week's episode. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.